And next this week we saw Wanted, directed by
Timur Bekmambetov.
And it's based on a series of graphic novels by Mark Millar and J.G. Jones. And it follows the story of Wesley Gibson, played by James McAvoy. And he's this, obvious loser in life. I mean, his best friend is sleeping with his girlfriend, and he's always berated by his boss at work, and he has no money. And he comes to find out that he has assassin blood running through his veins. His father was a great assassin, and somehow his heart can beat at 400 beats per minute, sending more adrenaline so he can slow down the perception of time, which makes him better at killing things, apparently. And he has an ability to curve bullets and things like that.
Shoot the wings off flies.
Yeah, and all that stuff is great. I mean, there's been a lot of comparisons to The Matrix, and when you take comic books, you really have to kind of take them with a grain of salt. And this is definitely no new territory for directors to be coming at.
Well, I mean, I think the reason why the movie is open to sort of criticism for how outlandish it is because it's not really about superheroes. I mean, they do superhuman things, but they don't wear the tights and don't drive fancy cars or any of that. So I mean, we could spend all day cataloging the absurdities in this movie, and not the least of which is the curving the bullet. But I mean, it doesn't really serve any purpose. I mean, the movie is either entertaining or it's not. I mean, it's absurd, and that's just sort of a given. And I mean, if you're going to be bothered by that, then you're watching the wrong movie. All of that ridiculousness aside, it was still a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, and McAvoy's character, he almost reminded me a little bit of Poe in Kung Fu Panda. During he's initiated into the fraternity, which is a group of assassins. He's initiated into this group, and he's beat up relentlessly and sliced and cut and berated and has failed, failure upon failure. But he still has this sort of glee about him while it's happening to him still.
Yeah, I mean, and that's an interesting aspect of the movie that they don't really explore as fully as I would have liked. But I mean, the willingness of somebody who is so completely ordinary, like Gibson is, to accept this, grand fiction that somebody is laying out for him. You're actually a super assassin, and you can, curve the trajectory of a bullet. Sure. I guess if Angelina Jolie was telling me, I'd at least give it a shot. But I mean, at the bottom or at the end of the day, the most important thing is the movie entertaining, and certainly as an action spectacle, it was.
Yeah,
I mean, it was ridiculous, and you're just either going to have to accept that or not. And I did, and by accepting it, enjoy the movie. So let's check it out. We'll be right back.